Hey everybody, and welcome to EnvisionOPG One Piece gameplay. My name is Kevin Shelton, or Envision, or if you watch my stream on Twitch, X and Xvision. But I'm here today to give you an Edward.newgate deck profile, Whitebeard at its finest, an absolute monster in set 2. And before I get into that, guys, we did it. We hit 25 subs over the weekend. I was out doing some sneak peeks, pre-releases with my buddies, and spread some channel love, and we were able to hit 32 subs. So we're way past it now, no looking back, and we're gonna try to get 50 subs so we can do our next giveaway. But that being said, we have our first giveaway coming up. I recorded a box opening video earlier, and when I upload that, I will make sure to have all the information you need to get entered into the giveaway. So for all of those who subbed and liked and shared, thank you so much. Couldn't do it without you guys, and hopefully we'll be able to spread some more love in the community and really start doing more One Piece content for you guys more regularly. But I'm super excited, so let's hop into this Whitebeard deck profile. Whitebeard is going to be fantastic. He is a 6K base with 6 life, so he's absolutely huge. All his character cards hit really big numbers, especially if you get the stage card Moby Dick on board. He is a beast, and he's dominating a lot of the format for set 2 and set 3 from what I've seen in the Japanese tournament scene. So you're going to run into a lot of Whitebeard this coming set. And I am one of those players. I will be running Whitebeard all the time. Whitebeard and Zoro. I think they're both really good. But Whitebeard says, end of your turn, add 1 card from the top of your life cards to your hand. So he is a 6K base with 6 life, but he's slowly depleting his life cards. So there's a downside to him having all that life. So it's a pretty good balancing cost for what his character does, but I still think that the amount of cards in hand blocking and your 6K base is going to be pretty simple. The first card that we're going to talk about, though, is the Otama. It's a 4-of, staple in most red decks. On play, give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 2,000 power during the turn. There's a new card that we run with Otama, sort of like the Jet Pistol, that we'll talk about here shortly. She's also a 2K counter, which I think is very important. So if you're not using her effect, you definitely use her to counter from hand. The last 1-drop we're going to talk about is the Makino, and it says you may rest this character up to one of your red characters with a cost of 1, gains 3,000 power. You're not worried about her effect. All you're doing is you're using her to defend your beefy characters and your leader. She's a 2K counter, and so that's essentially why she's in the deck. Blenheim is the next card that we will discuss. Blenheim is your standard 2K, 2-cost, 3K, 2-cost blocker. And again, he's just there to protect your big, beefy boys. And so that's pretty much why he's in the build. One of the main cruxes of this deck is the Vista 3-drop, 1K counter. On play, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with 3,000 power or less. You're essentially going to use your Otama to minus 2K to a character, and then play the Vista and KO that character. So anything that's 5,000 power you can hit. The next card is a little controversial, but I run 2 Squad. On play, if your leader is Whitebeard, give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 4,000 power during this turn, and add 1 card from the top of your life cards to your hand. So you do have to add the card to hand, but you can use Squad and Vista to essentially KO an opponent's 7K or less character. And so I think you can probably, if you wanted to take that out and add some cards, you could. I just like it for its utility. And then there's a 4-of Marco, the new 4-drop blocker, 1K counter. On KO, you can trash a card with Whitebeard type from your hand if you have 2 or less life cards, and play it from your trash rested. Marco is a fantastic piece. You're going to be playing with 2 life a lot. The next card in the deck is the Jozu. a 4 of. It is a 2K counter, which is super important for protection purposes. But if you want to get aggressive, he is Don 1 if you have 2 or less life cards, and your leader's type includes Whitebeard. This character gains Rush, so it's 1 Don Rush, 5K base. It becomes a 7K with Moby Dick on board with Rush. All right, now we're going to be into the Vanilla Beaters, the 4-drop Atmos, 6K base, 8K with Moby Dick on the field, and it's just a standard Vanilla Beater. You're just wanting to hit that 6 number because you're going to be seeing a lot of Whitebeard players. 5-drop King Dew is another 5-drop 7K Vanilla, 1K counter. You can use it to pitch for Marco and bring him back rested, or just use him as a beat stick, which is perfectly fine. Right now, I'm running 2 of the Porgus D Ace on play. Give up to 2 of your opponent's characters minus 3,000. If your leader is Whitebeard, this card gains Rush. I may up this to 3 and take out one of the squads. I'm not quite sure yet, but Ace is a 7K base, 9K with Moby Dick on the field. And then your big boy, your Edward Newgate, your 9-drop Whitebeard, 10K base on play up to one of your leaders, gains 2,000 powers until the start of your next turn. So that takes your Whitebeard to an 8K base during your opponent's turn. And if 6K was difficult to get over, 8K is virtually impossible to get over. I'm thinking about upping this to a 4 of as well. So if you didn't want to play squad, you could take those out and run 3 Ace and 4 Whitebeard. I just like squad utility. And then the Moby Dick stage card. Your turn, if you have 1 or less life cards, your character and all your leader and all your characters with a type including Whitebeard gain 2,000 power. So most of this deck is Whitebeard, so they gain 2K. Atmos becomes an 8K, King Dew becomes a 9K, and they just become really, really beefy. Now let's talk about our event cards. Seaquake. If your leader includes Whitebeard, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with 3K or less power. It's just a 1-cost utility play to control board. And then there are 2 of the Whitebeard Searchers. And it's 1 cost. It's a really good first turn play. I kind of like having it. But it also helps you get cards that you can pitch for Marco, which I think is really important. You run a 4 of the Radical Beam. It says up to one of your leader or character cards gains 2,000 power during this battle. If you have 2 or less life, it gains an additional 2K power. Again, you're going to be playing from 2 life or less a lot. I think this is an absolute 4 of in the deck. I wouldn't run any less than that. And the last event card, 3, Guard Point. Your leader up to one of your characters gains 3,000 power during this battle. It virtually makes your characters, I'm not going to say unhittable, but generally people try to go 2,000 power over when they swing into a monster. So I think the 3K number is actually really, really good. And I will pause this here to let you guys take a look at it. But this is the Whitebeard deck that I've been playing a lot of. I really, really enjoy it. I think it's a strong deck. You can make modifications to it and it'll be fine, but it's going to be, most builds you see will have this engine. It'll look a lot like this. If I wasn't going to change anything, it'd probably be to the Edward Newgate 9-drop 10K base. Probably run that as a 4 of. Maybe run Ace as a 3 of. But as long as you can counter from hand and protect your big beefy character cards, I think that this deck will bring you a lot of success in tournaments and locals. I think it'll be just fine. You will run into it a lot, so understanding how the Whitebeard versus Whitebeard matchup plays is important. So put 2 of them together and play test against Whitebeard, because I think it's going to dominate the next couple of sets. So yeah, this is my Whitebeard list. Guys, if you're new to the channel, thanks for coming. If you're not new, I appreciate you all. 32 subscribers is huge, and I'm really excited to get this first giveaway. We are giving away starter decks for those of you who are just joining the channel. We're doing it at 25 subs, 50 subs, and 100 subs. I have more to give away, and we're going to look to do that after we hit 100 subs, but I don't want to look any further than that. So yeah, before I go though, I want to give a big shout out to Anthony Casella, Jarrett Hubbard, Jose Huscanga, the whole team over at Iron City Gaming, Iron City Games, Connor, Anthony's parents, his wife, they're all fantastic people. If you're in the Birmingham area, make sure you check out Iron City Games. It is a great spot, and they are super supportive of the game and the channel. And that's pretty much all I got, guys. So until next time, have a great rest of your day.